Hey guys, it's me Elizabeth. I am back with another video. Today I'm going to be attempting a reading wrap up for the month of March. The March isn't completely over yet. We have like 5 more days left. But I thought I would start this wrap up now. First I'm going to start off with 2 books. They kind of go together because they're part of a series. I read the Thunderhead and the Toll by Neil Shusterman. I have the Toll, but I don't have the rest of the books in the series, as this is the only one I own physically. So, but yeah, I finished the series this month, and actually I really enjoyed it. I think it's like overall a 3-star series. I would like to get the other books to have, because I think it was a really enjoyable series, and I would definitely read it again. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. I gave Thunderhead 3.5 stars, and I gave The Toll 3 stars. I really enjoyed it, and Thunderhead had a lot of stuff that happened in here, like, what the heck? I think I did do a review on these, and they're up on my channel somewhere. If I did, I will have it linked below. If not, I'm sorry. But I did mention them in another video, so I will link that video down below. But yeah, The Toll and Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. The next book that I read this month was House of Dreams by Ella Montgomery. Obviously, if you don't already know, this whole series is a 5-star series. I'm absolutely obsessed with Anna Green Gables. I'm obsessed with Ella Montgomery. I'm obsessed with everything that relates, essentially, even the movies. Not everything, because I am not obsessed with the show. I can't say I hate it because I've never watched it, but it's pretty close. If I watched it, I could say that, but I haven't watched it, so I'm not a huge, can't have an opinion, I suppose, although I wish I could, because, but this is a 5-star book. This book is amazing. If you haven't read the series, haven't I talked about this enough? Probably, but I will be talking about this forever and always, because it's one of my favorite series, and it's absolutely amazing, and I can't believe I haven't read it before now, because, oh my gosh, it is so good. In this book, it's so sad, like, towards the end it's so sad, but it's also, like, amazing, and it's not as sad as it could be, because, you know, you're expecting the thing that's sad to come, but it's also sad when it comes, and it's just, like, it's also, like, House of Dreams is House of Dreams no more, essentially, because she is moving from her House of Dreams. And oh my gosh, there's some other sad stuff in here. Oh my gosh, this book is a sad book, but it's really good. There's a few sad parts in it, I should say, but yeah, this book was amazing. Like, this quote that someone wrote that they keep putting all over these books that says, "Aunt Shirley is for me one of the greatest characters of literature." How true is that? Very true. Anyways, I love this book. I don't know if I have anything else to say except I love it. Next, I am like a foolish idiot, and I started on another series of The Land of Stories. I read The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer, and this was actually really good. Like, okay, so I got this book because I was looking at lists of middle grade fantasy books, and like looking at the most popular ones or whatever, and I was interested in some of them, and this happened to be one of the ones that I found, and I was like, this sounds kind of interesting. I don't know if I really thought about it that much or really knew 100% what this is about, but I knew it looked interesting, and I knew that, like, it was middle grade fantasy. It sounded fun. I started reading this and I was like, wow, what? It's like so good. I think I've mentioned this in some other videos. I'll link below if I did. But like every single fairy tale you can think of, or nursery rhyme or story, is mentioned in this book at some point. Even if it's not in the Land of Stories, it's like everything is at least, like they even mention Narnia, and I'm just like, what? Like it's amazing, and it even has like this really cool, like, fold-out map. And it's so interesting because when I first started reading this, I looked at the map and I was like, oh, that's cool. Then I looked at the map when I was close to the end and I was like, oh my gosh, I know all these different places now, and it all makes sense, and I was trying to map out their journey from where they were going at the part that I was reading, and it was so cool. I'm like I know all these places now, and it's just the coolest thing, and it looks kind of like a more simple type map, but it's still really cool. It makes sense with the story and all of that, and this book was so much fun. Like, I had such a good time reading this, and I definitely give this a 4 stars because this was a good one. Like, I was not expecting it to be that good, and it was really good. And I'm definitely going to continue with the series at some point. I will hopefully get them all physically to own because so far I'm really enjoying it, and it's definitely worth owning. And I love fairy tales and like myths and stories like that. I think they're so much fun when they're told correctly. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a huge Disney fan because I like a few Disney movies. Who doesn't? But like, I'm not a huge like Disney princess fan. I don't like the movies like Cinderella and Snow White, and Little Mermaid. I do like some of them. Obviously, I love Tangled and Mulan. Beauty and the Beast is good. So, some of them are okay, but most of the like Disney princess ones I'm not a huge fan of. But I do like the original fairy tales, and I do like the stories overall. Just Disney versions aren't always the greatest because they're Disney-ified. But this was just so much fun, and that's just the point here. This was so much fun, and I enjoyed it. Next, we have The Dragon Reborn. This book is the 3rd book in the Wheel of Time series, and I'm slowly making my way through the audiobooks of that series, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I give this one a 4 stars. It's really good. I enjoyed it, and yeah, I don't know if there's a lot else to say about it. It was a really good book. I enjoyed it. It's just the 3rd book in the series, and there's like 14 books, so like I said, I'm slowly making my way through the series. I'm not reading it all at once because I have millions of books to read, and you can't expect me to read a 14 series all at once, okay? That's all I can say. I think something about me is that when I was younger and I used to read series, I would start a series and read the whole series at once. But recently, as I've like gotten back into reading, I start like 50 different series, and I'm in the middle of like 50 different series, and I just don't read it all at once anymore. And it's kind of sad because I should read them all at once, but there you go. The next book that I just finished yesterday is The Winged Feather Tales by Andrew Peterson. It has a bunch of other people that helped out with this, and some of them are Jonathan Rogers, N.D. Wilson, Jennifer Trafton, Douglas Kane McKelvey, and some other people. I know N.D. Wilson. He's an author that I know. He wrote the 100 Cupboards series and a bunch of other books. But this looks really good. This is another book by Andrew Peterson. Obviously, it's from the Winged Feather universe. It's an Aware. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it was actually really good. It's a bunch of short stories from the world of Aware, and I think I gave this one a 4.75 stars. I didn't give it quite a 5 stars because it's not like the Winged Feather, it's not directly the Winged Feather saga, but it was really good. Like, it was really close to being, 5 stars. It's just that I'm I try to be very choosy about what I give 5 stars and not give everything 5 stars, because I have done that in the past where I just like, oh my gosh, I love this, 5 stars, and I'm like, when I actually sit down and think about it, I'm like, this is a really good book, but I'm not giving it a 5 stars unless it's like that good, So that's why I gave it a 4.75 stars. Next we have The Winter King by Christine Cohen. I actually listened to this yesterday and just finished it today. This book, wow, this book was so good. Basically, I heard about this book because my sister was listening to it one time in the car, and I was like, this actually, like, what I heard part of the audiobook sounded like really good. And yesterday I was going through my books on my Storygraph, and I was like, what audiobook do I want to listen to next? And I was like, I should listen to The Winter King because that was on my list of books to read. So I got the audiobook and started listening to it, and it's so good. It's a single book. It's not a series, which is kind of sad, but it was so good. I was just like, wow, This was like really good. I was not expecting it to be this good. I did give it a 4.25 stars. I really liked it, and I totally want to get the physical book now just to own it and read it again because it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and so much stuff happened throughout it, and you're like, wait, what? Wait, what just happened? And it's just a really good book, and she's gonna write more books, so I'm definitely gonna have to check those out because she seems like a really good author. So that is all of the books that I've read so far. I will insert any clips of any other books that I might finish this week if I happen to do that. If not, I'll just put at the end of this video that I didn't finish any other books like I was hoping to. But if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of my videos and you want to support me, you can like the video and subscribe down below. And if you're into history, historical, fashion, or sewing, you can check out my other channel link below. Also, comment down below if you have any other video ideas for me to do or anything that you want me to do in a video. I will try it out, always. And I will see you in the next one. I hope you have your own fun reading adventures. So.